Good afternoon and welcome back to Bowl TV for the fourth round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships taking place at the Strike Zone Bowling Center inside the Sunset Station Hotel and Casino. I am Aaron Smith with USBC. Big thanks everyone for joining us throughout the week. I appreciate it, as well as these bowlers. We've had good crowds cheering these folks on all week. Looking forward to the final 2 days. This is a 6-game block. This is game number 1 kicking off. We are competing on the 44-foot Tokyo World Bowling pattern. That's what the guys competed on earlier today. Just some slight adjustments, though. Different conditioner this round. The guys competed on fire. The girls are on the Kegel Curve oil. Still 44 feet in length. Volume still the same, 30.15 mils. We'll get you a recap of the men's round 4, as well as a look at how everything in the ladies division is standing as well through 3 rounds. So we'll go ahead and get those to you here in just a little bit as we settle into game 1. Let's get to know our bowlers on 53 and 54. That was Michaela Guernsey. Up on the right lane, on the left, Caitlin Keith. Joining them, Sierra Lewis and Michelle Cruz. Over on 55 and 56, we have Melissa Slada, who just struck, Kristen Young, Megan Eaglehouse, and Jasmine Mason. we settle into game number 1. Let's take a look at the overall rankings. Missy Parkin has led the last 2 rounds, averaging at more than 250 over her last 12 games, including better than 260 yesterday to get to plus 362 for her 6-game block. Missy's leading the way with 17 overall points. Kelly Kulik 1 point behind at 18. Sydney Brummett, our opening round leader, is third with 25 points. We have a tie for fourth, Brianna Cote and Stephanie Zavala at 31 points. Erin McCarthy in sixth, 34 points. Brianna Clemmer in seventh, 35 points. Shannon O'Keefe in eighth, 39 points. Giselle Pass, ninth, 43. And Kayla Johnson rounds out the top 10 with 45 overall points. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, or maybe you're just unfamiliar with the team trial setup with the ranking points, we'll explain that in a second. If you have already heard me explain this a few times this week, feel free to tune out for the next minute or two. But as we mentioned, the ranking points really the big key this week to not only earning a spot, an automatic spot, I should say, on Team USA or Junior Team USA, but also important for the U.S. Amateur. Pretty much every aspect relies on the ranking points. So Missy Parkin has 17 overall points. How she got there? In the very first round, she finished in 15th place, so she received 15 points. She finished first the last 2 days, receiving 1 point each. 15 plus 1 is 17. So depending on where you finish on the daily, and we have a total of 5 rounds to get points from, you just add your total up, and you want to have the lowest score possible when it's all said and done. So kind of like golf, at least with the scoring system, the lower the better. Then, of course, the main goal of the week for most folks here is to earn a spot on Team USA or Junior Team USA. Obviously, that's the name of the tournament, or trials to make the team for both the adults and the junior team. For the adults, there's 12 spots available. The top 4 overall, doesn't matter if you're youth or not, make the adult team regardless. So those first 4 spots are already reserved in the standings. A minimum of 2 players are selected through the National Selection Committee based off of performance. A maximum of 5 bowlers are selected through resumes submitted. You have to have a certain prerequisite to qualify for a resume: a Team USA or Junior Team USA member in the past 10 years. And on the ladies' side, top 25 in the PBA or PWBA point rankings in the 2016 season. The final spot goes to the U.S. Amateur champion. The U.S. Amateur, the concluding piece here. Tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, the stepladder finals will take the top 3 amateurs in the field. And the winner of that will receive a spot on Team USA. So there's your 12 for the adults. Works the same for the men and the women. For the youth, once again, the top 4 spots in the youth rankings receive automatic spots on the junior team. 2 spots will come from the National Selection Committee. And 6 spots have already been determined. They have 12 as well through last year's Junior Gold Championships in Indianapolis. So when you look at the standings, you'll see 4 different classifications. There's Pro, there's one called AM, another is Y, the last one JR. Pro stands for Professional. They can only make a Team USA this week. If they have AM next to their name, that stands for Amateur. They can only make a Team USA then, so they're too old for the junior team. and they're eligible for the U.S. Amateur Championships at the end of the week. Y is youth. That means they're old enough to qualify for the junior team as well as the U.S. Amateur. And finally, JR stands for Junior Team USA, meaning the few players who have already earned a spot through Junior Gold. They're trying to make the adult team as well as win the U.S. Amateur. So there it all is. That's what we're here for. I think the only other thing we should mention, the player with the lowest amount of points on both the men's and the women's side not only earns that spot in Team USA, but also will get to represent red, white, and blue at the World Cup in 2017, taking place in Hermosillo, Mexico. Hitting the halfway point here of game number one. Sierra Lewis up on 53, the far left of your screen. Have a pretty cool connection on this pair. Sierra is a freshman at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. She just so happens to be bowling with her head coach at UAB, Michelle Cruz. So pretty awesome. It looked like the Blazers had a handful of players in the field this week, so we've seen that with a few colleges throughout the week. So Sierra and Michelle getting to be in a familiar spot, except Michelle's getting the ball a little bit too. Usually it's just the coaching side for her. Nice shot there by Caitlin Keith, her second double here in game one. We mentioned the men completed their fourth round a little bit earlier today. For the fourth round, A.J. Johnson led the way, averaging better than 248 to finish with a 1496 game total. Justin Carl finished second, 1427. William Boston third, 1423. Pete Virgos, 1419. Zach Hattori in fifth, 1412. Stephen Badavinik in sixth, 1407. Brendan Biondo seventh, 1400 even. Kyle Sherman in eighth at 1388. Dallas Leong in ninth, 1386. And Kyle Kroll rounded out the top 10 with 1383. Those were the dailies. For the overall event, Jacob Buttriff moves into the overall lead after being in second yesterday and sharing the lead after round two. Jacob has 45 points. Matt Russo, the round three leader, is second with 58. Badavinik is third at 63, and A.J. Johnson makes a jump into fourth at 73 points, defending Team Trials champion Marshall Kent. Rounds out the top five with 75 points. If you're wondering where I got all this great information and more, you can see the results, lane patterns, and lane assignments for the day as well by visiting bowl.com/Team USA Trials. We also have a link in the description below the video. That will take you there. If you click on that, that second paragraph. Looks like Tristan put down Missy Parkin's lane assignment for the week, or for the day, I should say. Tristan Young gets the 4.9 to fall out in frame number 6. 4 pins seem to be the common theme at the moment. Jasmine Mason takes care of hers, a Junior Team USA member in 2015 and 2016. She has aged out of the junior team program, however, so competing for a spot on the adult team this week. Had a pretty good summer competing for Junior Team USA, winning 2 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and 1 bronze at the World Bowling Youth Championships in Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, also where Jasmine Mason goes to college, the University of Nebraska. She helped the Huskers take home the 2015 NCAA Bowling Championship. One pair to our left, Rebecca Gatterbarn got out of the gates quickly, 257. One pair further left, Stephanie Schwartz can get to 246, our defending U.S. Amateur champion. One pair to our right, Danielle McEwen. She'll be up on 57 in a moment. All right, one strike in the 10th. She can get to 235 with two more. Those are some of the bigger scores around us here. Nice shot there from Megan Eaglehouse. 3 out of the last 4. Shot a bit inside a target for Caitlin Keith. She can convert the 3-6-10 for 199. Michaela has a fill ball left. She'll finish with a 156. Jasmine Mason connecting in frame number 9. She has that classic Nebraska push away. See many of the players who have come through that incredibly successful program. Had that very direct push away. Get those arms out in front of you. .53 and 54 in the books here for game number 1. Caitlin Keith leads the way with 199. Tenth frame still to go here on 55 and 56. Second shot of the 10th for Jasmine Mason. That one's going to have to hustle. Doesn't make it back to the head pin. Got the important hit in the first, though. Can get to 222 with the conversion. Megan Eaglehouse still has a shot at 203 with 3 strikes, and able to corral a special guest for game 2. So for all the folks in the chat, we're going to have Matt Russo on, currently sitting second overall in the men's standings after 4 rounds. He's going to join us in game number 2 here on Bowl TV. So if you got any questions for Matt, give you a quick few seconds to get him ready, and we'll get some insight to what he saw out there today and what I think is going on out there right now. So we'll have game 2 coming up just in a few moments. Megan delivers the first one in the 10th. This is the 4th round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships, taking place at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. Big thanks to Logo Infusion and Hager Clothing. You can see them on the masking units up there for their continued support of the Team USA and Junior Team USA program. Great shot from Megan. One more, gets her 203 and plus to kick things off. All right, got a few competitors ready to go on 53 and 54. Miranda Rodriguez, Josie Ernest, and Amber McLeod. Nice finish there for Megan. Last 5 to make up for a few miscues early on. And 203. So we'll have game 2 in just a moment, folks. Hang tight. We're going to be joined by Matt Russo as well here on Bowl TV. So it'll be just a minute or two. We'll be back at it. Thanks again for stopping by. Game 2 coming up next. All right, our competitors wasted little time to get here for 55 and 56. Casey Eaton, Sierra Kanemoto, Madeline McDuff, and Amanda Njokas. But right now it's my... We'll wait a second here before we introduce our special guest, make sure we got everything right. All right, we had to make some slight adjustments here to make sure we could actually hear through the headphones. But it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. Matt Russo to Bowl TV. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing excellent. Fourth round in the books. We hit Tokyo today. Still sitting pretty good. Plus 119. Still pretty solid for 6 games, but a lot of big scores out there. Just what were you seeing on the left side today?
A lot of over-under. I had a pretty good look in practice, and first 5 frames looked pretty good. Started with the front 5, and then didn't really catch double the rest until the 4th or 5th game today. Struggled a little bit with carry. Didn't throw it all that good, but just good enough to hit the pocket and fill frames. As I got into the middle part of the lane around 15 at the arrows, my ball started to read a little too quick because the righties were running into us, and every time I got it left, it didn't hook, and when I got it in, it jumped way too quick. So just ran into a little bit, wet dry and some carry down. But luckily saved the block the last 2 games. I went back to urethane, which I started with during the weekend. I built to 40, so it was good enough to get back into the hunt.
All right, sitting in second place overall and leading the U.S. amateur portion of the event as well. So that's got to be a lot of excitement. You've been in the top 10 the whole week, leading after round 2 and round 3. And when we talked a little bit, you mentioned yesterday, just the experience last year at this event helped you knowing some of the characteristics of the pattern, and obviously being a part of the Weber Collegiate Bowling Program, you get to see all these types of patterns. Just what are your keys to success when you're out here on these tougher patterns?
You have to play the lane. You can't make the lane do something it doesn't want to do, and you have to do what's going to give you the best chance to strike. Whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever's going to give you the best chance to make good shots. Bowling for Weber has taught me so many things on the mental part of it, and if there's anything that's improved for the last 2 years in my game, it's definitely been the mental aspect of it, and staying with the shot and being confident and just following the process. And at Weber, we teach something called the Weber Way, and following the process, and it's just being excellent and following, and just following what you're taught, and let your ability take over. And this whole week I've just let my talent, and my abilities to bowl well, kind of do its thing and not really think about it so much. Especially today. Today, it could have been a lot worse than it was because I didn't really have a lot of ball reaction. But I just followed the process and just kept my head in it. So my experience has been a huge, huge help out here. I bowled this tournament last year, my first year here, and bowled good enough to make the junior team, and it carried on to this year. I bowled a bunch of major events, so I know what it's like to be bowling against the top bowlers here, but it's just a little different. We bowl 5 days, 5 different patterns, all different scoring paces, but you can't worry about anybody else. You have to just worry about yourself. They always say the only person that can beat you is yourself. So if you get yourself out of the way, everything should be fine.
All right, we're joined by Matt Russo, 2016 Junior Team USA member, as well as a collegiate standout at Weber International. And as your first time as part of Junior Team USA this year, you got to go to camp as well.
I did.
Talk a little bit about that experience for some folks out there. May not even realize that's like one of the big weeks for making the team is getting to go out to camp. Just talk about the learning experience at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas.
The coolest thing about junior camp is you're bowling with the best junior bowlers in the country, and you learn so much from each other. I was fortunate enough to be able to go with Simonson and all those guys that went to Worlds, and I learned a lot from Wesley and Coach Rod and Kim and Brian, and the ITRC is a really unique place. I'm lucky enough to be training at Kettle through college, but they're completely different training centers. And at camp, we learned a lot about team and what it takes to be a good team, and we don't really work on individual aspects of the game. It's more of developing a team. I mean, when you make Junior Team USA, you don't really bowl with any of these guys that you're on the team with. So when you go to camp, it's really the time to develop a trust and a confidence in each other. So when you go out and bowl worlds or PabCon or TOAs, you trust each other and you know each other's games well enough to where you're able to all get into a flow and bowl well. But I had a really good time at camp. It wasn't what I expected in a good way. We did a lot of spares and versatility, and we bowl on different patterns each day. And we worked with Dr. Dean Hinnitz as well, which was really amazing. We worked with him at Weber, and I've had the best sessions ever, since I've been working with him, and he's definitely helped me with my mental games. So it's been a huge help. But I think junior camp really helped me in my game just to be more confident and trust in my abilities, for sure.
All right, we're in the early stages of Game 2 here of the 6-game block. Fourth round for women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur. Maren Smith alongside Matt Russo, currently sitting in second place overall. Now, Matt, you're hanging around here watching a close family friend. One pair to our left, we have Carson Lukosius.
Correct.
Did I say that right?
You did say that.
All right, okay.
One of the few that say it correct. One of the few.
But we had Carson on yesterday. She's a pair to the left now, but she's in the collegiate scene as well at Fairleigh Dickinson.
You are correct.
So when you get the opportunity to watch friends, and obviously probably I know on the men's side there's a few Weber bowlers.
There is.
Girls side as well, or?
No, we unfortunately we have a collegiate tournament this weekend, Florida, so we weren't able to. A lot of us weren't able to come out here. So I got lucky enough to be able to bowl this week, and so did some of our other team, our other guys. But the girls just didn't have enough, so we couldn't send anybody here.
I got you.
So I came and supported some of the junior team from last year and some of the people I'd met in college and some close friends. So.
Now, Matt originally from New Jersey, correct?
Yes, I'm originally from the north.
So how you liking these winters in Florida?
I absolutely love it. It's like 80 degrees in Florida during the winter, and it's about 100 during the summer. But as much as I miss the snow, I absolutely love sitting on the beach in December. So can't beat it. That's for sure.
Definitely a nice little bonus there of heading south. And when it came time to pick a college, what was kind of your process? I know everyone's a little bit different in how they got there. So how did you kind of end up connecting with Del and Randy at Weber?
I was looking at a bunch of schools to see where I wanted to go and to see where I would fit in the best. And I committed to a program, verbally committed, and I did love it, and it just didn't work out, which is unfortunate. But then I contacted Del and Randy and spoke to them, and they had me come down for a visit, and I fell in love with it. At Weber, we're not only a team, we're a really close family. We hold each other accountable. We better ourselves day in and day out, whether it's on the lanes in school or in the gym. And you don't find that in very many programs. There are so many good collegiate programs out there. I mean, every year there's at least 20 to 30 programs who are, in the top, like McKendree and Wichita and Lindenwood and Midland, and so anybody has a chance to win the national championship every year. But for me, when I was picking a school, it came down to what was I going to learn about myself and where was I going to get my education. For me, school comes first. As much as I love bowling and I love being out here, education is big. So I needed to go somewhere that had a very good bowling program and somewhere that had my major. And I changed my major twice already, so it's worked out that Weber has all three of them, so that's a plus. But yeah, when I look at it, when I tell anybody where they're going to school, I tell them to make sure it has your major. I say you don't want to go to a school that doesn't have your major because you want to bowl. I say bowling's, bowling's amazing. I love the sport, I love the game, I've been doing it all my life. But if you're looking to get an education as well as bowl, there's a school out there that has a bowling program that will have your major, and you can learn so much from. The coaching has gotten so much better and everything. So McKendree is coached by the O'Keefes, who are phenomenal coaches. And Weber is coached by Dell and Randy, who are also phenomenal coaches, who have taught me so many things. And it was nice that I got to work with Brian at team camp, as well as I worked with Dell and Randy and stuff. So it's nice to be able to work with a bunch of the top collegiate coaches. But picking the school is the hardest part. I'm a family guy, so I don't like to stay far away from home. But I knew if I wanted to go to the next level in bowling and in school, I had to sacrifice something, and that's usually what you do when you go away for school is you sacrifice something to get something better in return.
So did you hear that, kids in the chat room? It's school first, the Matt Russo way. Definitely some great points there. And you mentioned, looking out for what you want to do with your career. Bowling obviously has opportunities, but not everyone's going to end up with that route. But at the moment, the USBC collegiate program, more than 200 colleges for the first time in history this year.
It's a big number. There's so many new teams developing each and every year with good coaches and former collegiate players now coaching. So it's always nice to see so many teams come out and compete every year for one championship. So.
And for you guys, it's with as big of a collegiate crowd as we have here in both the men's and the women's side. This is like just another tier 1 for you guys this week, right?
You are correct. It's like a junior gold reunion, is what a bunch of the guys have been saying. So yeah, I see a lot of these guys on the college circuit and in past years out there. So yeah, it's nice to see a bunch of the college guys come out here and bowl, for sure. And I have just received a text from people from back home. So shout out to Cameron and Paige Peters, who are watching, some hometown women bowling this squad.
Excellent. Thanks for tuning in. Matt Russo drawing the numbers in here.
We thank everybody who tunes in and watches Bowl TV.
Now, see, this is impressive. I know Lucy so well, and she says hi to you first before me.
Look at that.
Hall of Famer Lucy Sandlin checking in.
Hi, Lucy. Lucy's a good friend of mine. She's a great bowler in her own right. Lucy, we wish you were here, but I know you're doing well, so good to see you.
She's spent some time on Team USA over the years, and
she has won a few times, for her credit.
So welcome, Lucy. Welcome everybody here to Bowl TV. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Russo. We're in game number 2. Now, Matt, we've had the opportunity, not only these World Bowling Patterns, but there's been a few different oils used throughout the week. Now, as a competitor out there, when you know it's going to be fire, ice, curve, whatever it may be, how much does that play into ball selection for you? If at all.
It does, depending on the pattern. If we're bowling on fire, which generally hooks more, and we're bowling on short, ball selection is huge because they're going to break down so much quicker and force you either left or right. But like today, we bowled on fire for 44 feet, and they did not play like 44 feet. I'll tell you that. And it really matters when it comes down to it when you need a big game. You could stay with the same ball and bowl 200, but if you need 230, 240, you need to know what the next ball is. I've had a lot of it. I have a lot of chances to bowl on fire and ice and a bunch of the different conditioners at Kettle. So, they're all different. They play different here than they do anywhere else. But yeah, definitely the conditioner makes the pattern completely different. Uh, if you put ice down, scores are 25 pins less a game higher, lower. So I think definitely the conditioner helps or hurts depending on what they're looking to do. So. And definitely today, I felt like because we bowled on fire, they forced the righties. The righties got so far in, and kind of chewed the fronts up a little bit on the left side, and forced us in, and just created us to play in a spot where not generally a lot of us know how to do, so or like to play, anyway. So that was a big difference for sure.
Now we talked to Jacob Buttriff after the squad. He took the lead over from you. He's got you by a few points now, but he said his move kind of this week has been, especially on the longer patterns, when the righties get left, he's been actually, instead of moving further left, moving right, kind of increasing the speed and taking the hand out of it, playing a little more direct angle. Have you been trying that same thing, or is that have you gone a different route than what Jacob has?
Jacob and I have been conversing and talking all week about ball selection and ball choice and what we're going to do on the lanes. Very fortunate to know him before I came out here. And it's good to know that some other lefty likes to throw urethane besides myself. But I did try and go in this morning with reactive, and it looked okay. And then when I moved in with the urethane, I just couldn't get it to turn the corner. And that's what I was fighting all day. Was I either got it to turn the corner too hard or didn't get to turn it enough. But I watched him just about the last few frames of the last game, and yeah, he definitely made the right moves. I felt like I couldn't go left because of how much the fronts hooked and how much the pattern hooked where the righties were going through. So, but this week I've moved a lot more left than I have right. So that seems to be the key. I'm trying to stay as left as possible as long as I could. So I don't I don't trap myself and I don't get into the righties' dirt. So it seems to be working out so far, and with one day to go, we're hoping for a good score at the end of the week.
Tomorrow's final block for the men will start at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 local time here in southern Nevada. In the home stretch of game 2 over on 53 and 54. Josie Ernest really liking the left lane, not so much the right lane so far.
I hit a pair like that today. I really, really liked the left lane, and the right lane was awful.
And when you get to that, especially with this format and how quickly pins can come and go, just being able to grind out like Josie is, hopefully catch a double.
Yeah.
But I mean, you'll take 200 here when you don't have a lane. I mean, that's essentially the best you can get out of that. So Josie doing that as she tries to figure out the puzzle on the right lane for her.
It looks like a few girls around here have started off good on the first game and kind of hit some transition. This game, the lanes are changing so quickly here, especially using fire and how a lot of the girls play them so different. So carried the 710 there through the face on.
Gotta take them when you can get them. So.
If I can get him down like that all the time, I don't care. As long as it says the net's on the board, that's all that matters to me.
But I kind of saw a similar breakdown, if you will, kind of on the men's side, at least with the scoring pace. First game, kind of some big numbers out of the gates. Slowed down in game 2, and then kind of after that, it stayed pretty consistent where folks could get to the 1-3 and strike a little bit. And
they shaped up nice for sure, and got to give credit to a lot of the righties who bowled well today. AJ Johnson and I don't really know who else was at the top, but as easy as they turn into, you still have to put the ball somewhere close. So we had Justin Carl from William Patterson finished second, William Boston third, Petey Burgos was fourth, Zachary 5th. and a bunch of other, other big name guys in the top 20. AJ Chapman, Dallas Leon, Jacob Buttriff was lefty, Cortez, Tortavostri, so somebody bowled 300, which was nice.
I think that was the only one today.
Yeah.
On the Tokyo pattern. Richard Paul III connecting. Richard had a little bit of a struggle the last 2 games after that, but still finished 11th overall, 1378.
There seems to be a lot of 300s here this week on both the men's and the women's side. We had one yesterday, and I believe we had one the day before.
That's correct for the women.
the
Missy
women.
Parkin 2 days ago, and then
Laura Branch.
Laura
from
Branch, yep.
Fairleigh Dickinson University.
We're lucky enough to catch Laura's 300 on Bowl TV. It was one pair to the right, so we were able to maneuver the cameras enough to catch that. And Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, Jason Thomas caught that video as well for a little better angle than what we could generate up here. But yeah, it's been fun to.
Josie just made the 278 to stay clean in the 9th frame to give her a chance at 210. Big spare.
And she doesn't have to bowl on lane 54 anymore.
That's the best, when you can hit the left lane and you're in the 2nd frame on that lane, and you got to get up there in the 10th. You're confident for sure.
Josie 183 in the opener, so looking to get a little bit closer to plus. How's Carson doing this game?
Just struggling here a little bit, struggling with some ball reaction. She's throwing it good and just not seeing her ball read the lane. So we're trying to get her the right ball. Unfortunately, she has no ebonite balls in her bag this week, so I can only help her as much as I can. So. Green 10 for Sydney Brummett.
Sydney, another player who's been right around the top of the standings all week. Another player you got to spend that junior Team USA camp with.
Yes.
Sydney's been on the team for a few years.
And Sierra
over
yeah. On lane 56. She won junior gold last year, and 2 years ago, and then we spent camp there this past year.
So it is a new year, 2017. Are you a resolutions guy?
I am a resolutions guy. My New Year's resolution was to not drink any soda, and that didn't get very far.
Uh-oh.
Because this day I got out here, I had to drink soda. So, but whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I'm feeling when I go back home, I don't have to drink soda anymore.
That's what I've heard. There's actually several marquees in the airport that say that, so it's all fair.
All fair, you're right.
But yes, I was talking to Marshall Ken about that a little bit. And yeah, it seems like Team Trials always has a way of messing with New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, every year. And I thought it was a really good one because I love to drink soda. And the reason why I drink it is because of the flavor. Like, if water was flavored, I would drink water every day. But it just doesn't taste the same. But I said to myself, okay, I'm not going to drink any soda. And the first day I got out here, I went out over to the soda machine, got a nice bottle of Dr. Pepper, and I knew that was out the door. So I'll make my New Year's resolution on January 10th when I get back to Florida.
There you go.
I'll do it for a year up to next January 10th, and we'll see how that goes.
But if it works for one Team Trials, we'll let it slide for another one
You're
next
right.
year. So
Like, I'm very superstitious. So like this week, I haven't changed my undershirt in my jersey. So like I wore the same white shirt every day, and it's brought me some good luck. And I've worn some different colored socks every day. So I think I've placed my jerseys the same in the hotel room on the chair. So just some things just you don't change them, and you stay with what works. So that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And I have had a cup of Sierra Mist every block.
Well, one of the Vegas rules is you never leave a heater at the table, so I don't see why that wouldn't apply on the lanes as well if it's working.
100% right.
Don't mess with success. 205 for Miranda Rodriguez, Amber McLeod, 202.
Great shot by Sydney over on 57.8 off the camera for a nice catch a double for 200.
Now we'll see if Josie can keep it perfect on the left lane here. 210 still available. That will get her to -7.
Nice shot by Josie. Unfortunately, not carry the 10. Seems to be a problem all week was carry for a lot of people.
It seemed yesterday we caught a bad string of 710s here on the feature pairs. Seemed to get a little bit out of hand for a while, but it's been a little quieter on those today. Kyle King had a rough one, I think in game 5 of the block, 9th frame, but it's the only one I really remember from at least this morning. So hopefully got most of those out of the way yesterday.
Yeah, if you watch my live stream from yesterday, the first game, I don't think I stuck one shot. I bowled, fortunately enough to bowl 260. I bowled that game, but every shot I slipped, and I struggled with approaches yesterday. But they seem to be getting better day after day. So. Madeline Duff, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, is McDuff, is making a late run in the back half of the game to close out for 230 and get close to even.
You know, it worked out that I had something up about the we had 2 Alabama Birmingham Blazers on the pair last game, so we're looking up them, and Madeline actually also at Alabama Birmingham, so they're pretty well represented in the field this week. Head coach Michelle Cruz bowling as well.
All right. Nice to see a bunch of programs come out here and head coaches let their bowlers, take a stab at, trying to make junior team or Team USA. 7-9 for Shannon Pluhowski in the second one of the 10.
After 256 in the opener, she did not like 57 and 58 whatsoever. She's going to be right around 180, so she's going to give a few of those pins back. Still going to be plus, but can quickly go in this in these 5 sprints.
Yeah, you catch a bad pair and hope to get 180, 190 out of it and move on. That's usually seems to be the theme this week. Is on a bad pair you got to bowl 180. So she got out of there with 180 and move on. I know for me on the left side, I've liked the lower end of the house this week. Just something about this higher end just seems to be a little different. They seem to be a little tighter down lane, and the front seem to hook a little more.
Seems to usually be the case when we get to some of these bigger houses where we run into folks who definitely like staying to a certain side of the house, whether it's high and low end, really varies from place to place. But yeah, so you're more of a bottom of the house guy.
I am. And my mother just texted me and told me to say hi. So hi, Mom. I hope you're not freaking out at home right now.
And thank you for tuning in.
Of course, thank you for letting me.
Madeline putting the screws to it here at
She
the
is.
end of game 2. 5 in a row.
And Manu Nujokis is another girl from the East Coast looking for a nice 225 to get to plus 46. Not a bad start.
Yeah, I feel Amanda's going to be a name we're going to hear a lot of over the course of the next many, many years. I think she won the under 12 division in junior gold in 2015, so already competing out here at team trials. And we were talking about a little bit yesterday. Shannon Pluhowski is looking to make her 17th consecutive Team USA appearance.
Wow.
And we were wondering how many people in the field were not born when she made her first one in
Yeah,
2001.
that would be
so.
that would be something because nowadays a lot of girls born in 2000 are 17 now, turn to be 17. So over here on 53 and 54, we've got Stephanie Zalava, Crystal Elliott, Giselle Poss, and Catherine Sudby. Sorry if I butcher any of those names.
Well, for Katie, her name cut off, so that's understandable. But Sutphin.
Oh, that's Sutphin. She's been to Kettle a few times. Yeah, Katie didn't start off too well. She had a pretty bad first game and then picked it up the second game with 230, so it's always good to come back that way. Madeline McDuff striking out for 232 to get to close to even.
Yeah, definitely some momentum going into the next game, and definitely need some resilience in this format as well. Obviously, going from pair to pair, never know what you're going to run into, how people broke them down, what kind of surfaces were used ahead of time. So sometimes there's a bit of a learning curve to each pair, but being able to get dialed in at the end there, definitely key to some success out here.
Yeah, the biggest thing is to kind of find out who you're following. I know this week I'm not following really any left-handers, which is nice. But on the other side of it, I would have liked to maybe follow one of them just to kind of get an idea. But it's always good to know who you're following, so you have an idea of if you need to make a ball change or make a move before you even come on the pair. I know the first frame can either make or break the game. So, but it seems like a lot of people are staying ahead of it so far, which is good to see. Laura Branch, who bowled 300 yesterday, has bowled 278 the second game. She's now plus 88 and making a run at Junior Team USA.
Yeah, that was a big jump yesterday for her. She was minus 95 heading into game 4, and that 300 got her to plus. Ended up plus 42 for the day, so took some of that momentum to get into a top 25 finish when it was all said and done.
Yeah, big block helped her for sure.
Looks like coming to 55 and 56, Tony Hansen, Lara Kurt, Adele Warner, and Kaylin Carl. Kaylin plus 47 after 2. Stephanie Zavala has had a very nice week so far, tied for 4th coming into today, plus 44 through 2.
Bowler for Vanderbilt. Sam Houston.
Yeah, Sam Houston well represented. Coach Brad Hagan keeping an eye on things. Giselle Paz, though, we'll get Vanderbilt in here.
Yes, bowler for Vanderbilt. She's a bowler in her own right. She can hook it just as much as any of the guys out here, which is so cool to see. A bunch of these girls are so talented, and some of them are so young. They've got so much, development that they can improve on and be just as good. So, Laura's starting off where she left off, so with an early double here in game 3.
Finding her momentum here in the back half of the week, and
that's all it takes. You're never out of it until the last game, so always a chance.
One pair to our right, we have Kelly Kulick, plus 27 through 2. Kelly was 2nd overall on the women's side after 3 rounds with 18 points, 1 behind Missy Parkin.
Missy bowled absolutely phenomenal yesterday. It was a joy to watch her bowl yesterday.
That was something else. If you didn't get to see the score sheet, we put it up on the USBC Twitter page at USBC. I also put up AJ Chapman's, who beat her by 4 pins. But AJ's low game was like 245.
And hers was 206.
So she had a few more big games than AJ. AJ was a little more consistently in the 240, 250, 260 range.
And if you didn't have a chance, check out the conversation that you had with Missy about her block yesterday over on Bowl TV.
Yep, it's amazing what a little confidence can do in an event like this. Get that arm swing loose, and it was obviously you guys practicing at Kegel. You know John Janowitz very well, and
yes,
and he was kind of keeping an eye behind Missy, helping out, coaching, ball repping, and we had her game 5, I think, and she was shooting another 250, and JJ's just sitting there, so I brought it up on the live stream. It's like, hey, John Janowitz sitting over here. He's got the easiest job in the world today, ball repping for Missy Park.
Yeah.
And either he said something right from the beginning, or he's just saying, okay, Missy, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't mind me. And JJ just kind of shook his head and put his feet up on the table and got comfortable.
And watched her throw all those strikes.
That he did.
Looks like Katie's settling nicely now after 2 games with the front 3 over on 55.
Yeah,
54, I'm sorry.
54, yeah. Katie's been improving each year on the PWBA tour. She's made a few cuts, and probably one of the women who can actually get on a little bit comparable to the guys and open up the lanes. So we'll see how that works to her advantage here. She's got to like it so far. 3 for 3.
I'll tell you, between Giselle and Stephanie here on 53 and 54, that is a lot of rev rate.
Get to see Giselle here. She's been right around the top 10 all week as well in the women's standings.
Catching the trip on the 4-pin.
Taking care of business for 4 in a row. This is game 3 of 6 for the 4th round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur Championships. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Russo, a 2016 Junior Team USA member, collegiate standout at Weber International, and currently 2nd in the men's overall standings with 58 points through 4 rounds. Now, Matt, tomorrow is 39 feet, the World Bowling Sole condition. How you feel about that condition and coming up in that final day?
Urethane.
One word, that's all I need.
That's all I need. You know, if anybody asks me what worked well this week, it's my mechanics and urethane. You can attack any pattern with reactive, but you can also attack any pattern with urethane as long as you have the right shape. So it seems to be on the left side. It looks pretty good, especially because we can't, you know, move in as quick because the righties, you know, kind of will be crisscrossing. So I had a really good look in practice, and just taking it, you know, nothing changes for me. Just gonna stay within the process and take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully it comes out on top. And I believe tomorrow we bowl in positions. So like
that is correct.
The
so
top 4 will bowl on the same pair. Is that correct?
That's true. You guys are going to I believe that's, I know for the final game they're going to have everyone right in front of me, so I like that part, but I believe it's going to be like that, so looks like you and Jacob will be able to work together. I think those were the only two lefties, and you guys were the only two. So I think Andrew fell out of the top 4. Andrew dropped to 7th, so it would be...
He will be on the pair to the right.
Pair to the right, so looks like you'll be teamed up with Steven Bodovinik and then A.J. Johnson.
And the unique thing about tomorrow is everybody moves the same way, unlike today and the rest of the past days where the left lane went to the left and the right lane went to the right. So you'll bowl next to the same people and stay with the same cross. So definitely working together is key tomorrow for anybody who you're with. I've been lucky enough to where I've started on the high end of the house here and made the jump really early, and have gotten to bowl most of my games down on the low end. So hopefully it's somewhere like that tomorrow, and probably not, because I'll be ending on live stream tomorrow. So we'll see, but.
And we're not moving the cameras, so it'll be down here. So, but that and the fact that you and Jacob have been talking all week, I'm sure definitely going to be helpful. You guys are working together for the same goal there, and I'm sure having that second set of eyes on the left side, as well as just being able to see what's working for him. If you happen to find trouble, I'm sure likewise for him. If he finds some trouble, he can see what's working for you, and you guys can work together.
Jacob just joined the Ebnite team. Jacob signed with Ebnite International, I'd say probably a couple of days ago. And it's nice to see him throwing our stuff out here. And we're able to play off of each other with the same bowling balls and talk the same strategies, which is nice. But Giselle and Katie are still on a roll here. Tripping that's 4 again.
Yep, last 2 times, and that looks like kind of lost her balance a little bit at the line, but take the hit when you can get them.
When you got it, I'll tell you that. And don't change it.
Laura Kurt also, I was going to say starting with the front 3, but she needs to reset that. Did not clear Tony Hansen's split there.
I ran into Laura Kurt's parents this week. Her brother is bowling in the men's division, and she is 13 years old. And she is that young, bowling out here against all these older competitors is amazing. And she's holding her own, so she's going to be a good talent, I'll tell you that.
Throwing shots just like that, 4 for 4. It's great to see, and I mean, you don't want to see the minus up there for the score, but minus 98, rough 122 last game, but certainly it's in the back of her mind now.
The fact that she bowled 122 and now has the front 4 is a step in the right direction, and her brother is helping her out this week over here.
She'll get the opportunity for number 5 in a moment here. Katie Sutphin's string of strikes ends at 5. 7-pin does not fall in the 6th. Now, Matt, you were out here in Vegas just a few weeks ago for the Glenn Carlson and the Collegiate Shootout, correct?
Correct.
How did Weber fare? Pair second place finishes, I think?
Yes, we finished second to Wichita over in the South Point Arena, and we finished second to Calumet over at the Orleans. That's back-to-back titles for Calumet at that same tournament, and Wichita, they just blew us away in a best-of-5, so can't complain about 2 second-place finishes to end the first half of the year. Great shot over there by Giselle.
Has it on cruise control, 7 in a row.
She can hook it.
Now the collegiate season, as you mentioned, hitting the halfway mark. How would you categorize things on the Weber International end for that first half? Just first half in review.
We have improved every tournament team-wise, in team chemistry and trusting each other, and knowing how each other's games work, and what's best for everybody. So we improve every tournament. Every year we're a new team. We're losing 3 bowlers this year, so next year we will be a different team again. But it's a really good first half of the year for us. We haven't really struggled very much. Every team runs into their ups and downs, but we've definitely seemed to come over those nicely and continue to be bowling well. So our first major tournament is McKendree Baker in, I believe, the end of January, and then postseason starts with the Hoosier, and then concludes with nationals in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
It's going to be fun. I'll actually get to be at a few of those events. So
yes, I believe we will see you at the Hoosier.
Hoosier will be live streaming on Bowl TV, so we'll have the cameras up for that event. That's definitely an exciting one. Great way to end the regular season in preparation for the postseason.
2 days, 3 different patterns, and all of them are completely different shapes and lengths. So that's a fun tournament to bowl.
And 4 hours of sleep for the guy live streaming. So just
you are correct.
Those are some long days, but we wouldn't have it any other way. It's a lot of fun to see that event, and that's kind of the kickoff for us on the collegiate season, with the schedule being a little limited compared to some years in the past. So it's good to see everyone kind of finally put some faces to names. We get to write about them each week in the collegiate ticker, but yeah, sometimes you don't get to see them till that final tier 1 of the season.
Kelly Kulik over here on 57 and 8, 9 spare, sits batter. She's been bowling great this week.
Another New Jersey native.
Yes. So many people from the north out here.
So Giselle has tripped the 4-pin the last 2 times here on the left lane.
Let's see if she moves. Small move to the left.
And the 3, 6, 9, 10. So her string of strikes ends at 7. But definitely going to improve on that plus 38 through 2 games.
Do we have a updated standings?
I was just thinking that myself. So we will see if we got totals through 2. Yep. Those are the overall. Whoa.
Oh, we got a new leader.
New leader, Aaron McCarthy, with 41 points.
Sydney
So that means
Broma in second.
some struggles for
Missy Parkin.
Missy Parkin.
I believe she bowled 190 the first game.
Let's see if you are correct.
197? Yes, Missy Parkin.
197. A lot of people plus after one game. 52 players plus.
Wow.
So those numbers certainly can fluctuate a lot quickly. Megan Kelly has been bowling pretty well this week. She's been in the top 20 overall in points. 277 we saw Rebecca Gotterbarn shoot 257. Shan Plahowski had a bit of a drop-off game too. Leanne Vassbinder.
She has been bowling well this week.
Finished 4th yesterday.
I don't know where she is overall, but she's she bowled 184 the second game and looking at 230 this game, so not a bad start.
Yeah, definitely some shake-up in the standings. Those things really don't get a good full picture of those till you get to the final game. There's
everybody flops so many times. It's so close generally the whole week. You know, you could be ahead by 20 points one day and be back by, 20 the next day, depending on scores and how you bowl and where you finish. So usually in the standings, 30 pins is, usually 20, 30, sometimes it's 30 pins is 11 spots, or 11 pins is, 30 spots, just depending on how the scores fall. So I know just after this morning in the men's squad, they were very tight. The scores all today were close, so a few more pins get you up a bunch more spots. So that's how it's been all week. Standing to my right is today's leader, Mr. A.J. Johnson.
That's true. That's him. I see him. That's a lot of X's. Averaged tad over 248 for his 6. So
big day for A.J. Help him get back into the hunt and give him the top 4 heading into tomorrow.
That's true. You guys are gonna have to cross the whole day.
I love bowling with AJ.
You should give him a heads up about that undershirt thing you were talking about.
Yeah,
just so he knows.
I might have to give him some pointers. Unless he doesn't wear an undershirt, and then I can't help him with that. The only thing I could tell him is maybe not to change his jersey, but
you gotta show off the full wardrobe though for the jersey.
Of course, I will be supporting the same jersey I wore the last day last year, which is a Michelangelo Ninja Turtle jersey. I am a huge Ninja Turtle fan, and for my birthday, friends of mine got me a life-size Ninja Turtle. So I was happy to see that, but I will be supporting the full Ninja Turtle outfit tomorrow, which you guys will be able to see live on Bowl TV. The last game.
All right, we're gonna be looking forward to that. That's we always get to see some cool jerseys throughout the week at all these events nowadays. It's so cool that all the companies do such great work, and we'll take a quick second to point out in the top left-hand corner of your screen that big logo infusion sign, the official jersey provider for Team USA and Junior Team USA. Big thanks to them for their continued support, along with Hager as well, taking care of us in the pants department. But yes, it's good to see the jersey game is solid.
Always have to look nice when you're out here on, bowling these events. So many different designs that you can do, and so many people have so many ideas. And now Junior Gold is offering jerseys every year, which is nice.
That's true. We've gotten to see quite a few of them just here throughout the week. Adele Warner actually wearing one of the past Junior Gold jerseys on our feature pair.
And Team Masters jerseys as well.
Yep, seen a lot of those this week.
Laura Kurtz supporting her Team Masters jersey.
Although I'm interested to see what year it says on the back. Class of...
I think it says 2025.
Jeez.
Or 27? That might be a 27.
2020. I'm just trying to fathom how old I'll be by then. I'm old.
2021.
2021.
So she graduates high school in 2021.
2021. Jeez. Well,
that puts you at what, like 26 years old?
26. That's very generous. I would gladly take 26 at that point. I'd gladly take 26 today. But
no.
We'll be pushing the upper 30s by then. So this hopping up on the tables to adjust the live stream cameras won't be going nearly as well at that point.
No, it will not.
That's I'm afraid I got a time window of this gig before. I'll need like a small
assistant, a small personal assistant.
Just someone an intern perhaps to adjust cameras. That would work.
Somebody in their early 20s or 18, late teens, early 20s, just helping you set up cameras.
Yeah, it's I've been lucky. There was actually, I want to say it was the Hoosier last year. I almost took out the whole front row of people. It got close. There was luckily I slipped in the right direction and
fell the right way.
I fell the right way, so I just kind of went straight down. But it was easily could have tipped over in another direction. Would have taken out like 6 parents. So luckily that didn't happen. Yeah, I got the railing here this week, so that's been a nice addition.
Off camera over on lanes 49 and 50, Shannon O'Keefe back-to-back 260s to start the day. Kaylee Kulik catching a double for 240 in the 10th.
Yeah, Shannon just +6 after the first one. So 67-68, that'll
help you big time.
Big time indeed. We have actually updated standings through 2 now as we finish up 3. Giselle Paz 242, Stephanie Zavala 244, Laura Branch leading after 2 488, Megan Kelly, who is coming to our feature pair next, 482, Shannon O'Keefe 473, so big jump for Shannon.
Yeah, it looks like Shannon will be leading after Laura's only bowling 190 this game if she strikes out, so we will likely see a new leader.
Madison Keller in 4th, 463, Julia Bond 454, Corrine Lieber, who was, maybe that was last game she was next to us, but remember she bowled well. She's at 451, Caitlin Reth 450, Paige Krauser 449, and then Kaylin Carl, Amy Caruso, and Rebecca Gotterbarn rounding out the top 10 at 447.
3 people tied with 447.
Let's take a look at the overall, see how that's fluctuated. Just like that, Shannon O'Keefe has moved into the lead, so she could possibly get a few more points.
It is very close for the top 5 here. 6 points separate 1st through 5th. So just one game can move you into the lead or move you into 5th.
Yeah, it's crazy format, and just the pace sometimes, and the points and how that works. Just watching that.
With that 244, Stephanie Zalaba has a shot at the lead here. Only 2 points behind Shannon, and it'll be close.
She was +44, so she arguably could consider jumping a few spots.
Yeah.
With that, so she was just outside the top 10. So a lot of moving and shaking here, round number 4.
It's getting exciting, folks. Tune into Bowl TV to follow the rest of this block and catch the girls tomorrow morning and the men tomorrow afternoon for an exciting finish here at the 2017 Team Trials.
Just about all done with game 3 number here, or game 3 here. Game number 3, there we go, that's what I meant to say.
Game 3 number sounds about right to me, so that's okay.
Game 3 number, that happens after
You're right.
a few hours of
talking,
of live streaming and talking. You can just switch words around after a while. Order is irrelevant from time to time, so everyone knew what I meant, but game 3 wrapping up here. Still games of 4, 5, and 6 to go. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Russo, junior Team USA member in 2016. Collegiate bowler, Weber International, and 2nd overall in the men's standings through 4 rounds. So Matt, you've been talking about being very superstitious. What's I feel you have that opportunity to be very superstitious with the eating habits while staying at a hotel and casino like Sunset Station.
I have had Starbucks every morning, a coffee that will be, and I have eaten at the cafe here for lunch, except for today because I bowled the morning. The more times I bowl the morning squad, I haven't eaten there. But so like tomorrow, I will eat there for my block, and I will order the steak and shrimp special for $9.99. And I will I have orange soda in my room, so I usually drink 1 or 2 of those a day, just to keep myself hydrated and stay in the non-superstitious mind, you know. Um, but I love to eat, so if I see it, I want to eat it. But yeah, I eat the same thing every day, so I feel like that's been helping me as well. What about you? Are you superstitious?
Well, I certainly don't have to do it for the bowling aspect anymore. Now that working in the sport, you tend to bowl a lot less, but yes, more meticulous than superstitious. So I would be the guy like adjusting the score sheets to make sure they're all even and stuff like that. So that's even though this is a complete mess, this is secretly bothering me. But I just don't have that
the time.
the live stream setup here we're talking about. But yeah, I just don't have the time in the morning to make this all nice and even and everything. So
It is neat enough for me, neat enough for you, and neat enough for all the bowlers. So I'm sure that's okay. It looks like we will have Missy Parkin on live stream here over on 55 and 56.
Yep, Kaylin Carl going to finish up here. She's going to drop a few pins. So it's going to be plus as we wrap up game 3. So we'll take a quick second to refresh, and game number 4, the back half of round number 4, coming up next here on Bowl TV. Mr. Russo, you going to stick around for a few more? Or
I will. I will stick around for a few more and finish off the day for sure.
All right, sounds good. So for Matt Russo, I'm Aaron Smith. This is the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. We'll be back with game 4 in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. All right, game number 4 is underway, and we got a good collection of players here behind lanes at 53 and 54. Here in round 4 of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. I'm Aaron Smith, joined by Matt Russo, who joined us a little bit earlier today. Back at it here for the back half of this block. On 53 and 54, we have Megan Kelly, Jolie O'Grady, Anna Gross, and Jordan Richard. We have Jordan's sister Haley on 55 and 56, along with Sarah Willie, Sarah Loker, and our leader after 3 days, Missy Parkin. Missy not quite striking as much as we saw the last 2 days, plus 16 after 3. But we'll see if she's finds the right look here in the back half of the block.
Haley Richard and Jordan Richard, 2016 Junior Team USA members. And over to our left, Julia Bond, current Team USA member as well. Megan Kelly off to a fast start at the front 4 here. She fired 279 in the opening game. So let's see if she can do it again.
Looks like we're going to have to wait for a ball return first before Megan goes up there for frame number 5. But yeah, Megan has been pretty consistent throughout the event, hanging around inside the top 20. But looking for a big day to kind of set herself up for a big run tomorrow. Nice shot by Haley there, runs a little bit high, leaves the 9-pin. That was an interesting situation for the Richard sisters, and probably more so for the parents. Last year, the Tournament of Americas, Haley went to that. Jordan at the World Bowling Youth Championships all at the same time, so I know there's a lot of back and forth. We saw Haley at the end of the week. The TOA finished up a little bit sooner, but that was definitely a unique situation to have both sisters on the team at the same time, and looking to do so again one more time in 2017. Both also compete together at Arkansas State, one of the premier NCAA programs on the women's side.
Haley Richard is bowling with former Arkansas State collegiate standout Sarah Loker, who is a former member of Junior Team USA.
That's true. I believe Sarah teamed up with Liz Culkin to win doubles at the 2014 World Bowling Youth Championships in Hong Kong.
You are correct. I was watching Megan Kelly the first game, and she was playing 2-3-4. She was playing the gutter, and she moved about 15 to the left, and is now hooking it and playing in like most of the women are starting to migrate into. Great shot by Missy.
Gets the kick on the 10.
She's carried that 10 like that all week. Not often do you see a girl throw 16 pounds.
Well, she makes it look like it weighs about 10 the way that backswing gets up there so effortlessly. Yeah, really big collegiate theme here. Anna competed at, won a national title, I believe, at Sam Houston State. Was part of that team that won a few years ago. Jolie O'Grady as well, I believe, at FDU. And Missy Parkin was bowling with the boys back in 2003, helping Cal State Fullerton to the ITCs. She actually named the tournament MVP.
I did not know that.
Amongst the, even considering the in the men, since Cal State had a mixed team, so they bowled the men's field and made it, and Missy ended up winning the most outstanding player award for that event. So it was easy to see from get-go why she's been such a household name for so long. It's great that the PWBA Tour is back, and giving her a place to compete week in, week out. Granted, that didn't stop her. She was the first to get her PBA card and first to win 3 PBA regionals as well. So
She was. Oh, great shot by Jolie.
Can't get much better than that. That was even the rack thought so. It said, "Get out of there, 8-pin." Big thanks to our friends at the Southern Nevada USBC helping out as volunteers this week, giving their free time to make sure everything's running smoothly here and handling relaying these issues, whether it's a ball return or respotting a pin, up to the staff at the center desk here at Sunset Station. So big thanks to them for their support of this event. Now, Matt, I got to ask, are you still, I know you're bowling for your spot on junior team this week. Are you still considered a youth bowler as far as USBC standards, or have
I
you?
am not.
You've moved up?
As in USBC standards, I am an adult bowler. In age standards, I'm under 21, so I'm still eligible for Junior Team USA. But I believe I am also eligible for the men's team as well.
That is correct.
So one more good day, and we're hoping to have a chance to make both teams, as not many people get to do that. So it would be definitely something that I never would have thought so far, and have a chance at the amateur step ladder as well. So and a chance to win. So you know, I put myself in the position, and whatever happens, happens, and that's it. There's nothing I can say bad about this week so far, and however it turns out my way, it turns out my way, and be very happy with how I performed this week.
And there are 12 spots available for the adult team this week. Top 4 in the standings automatically get there, so if you're able to hold on to second, third, or fourth, or move into first, there'll be an all-max spot on the adult team, as well as the winner of the US Amateur. If they don't have a spot already, they will get the chance to compete for Team USA in 2017. So definitely a lot going on here. We've been explaining it a lot this week. So hopefully, folks.
It's not easy to understand unless you really, same thing in the men's as for the juniors. The top 4 youth will automatically make Junior Team USA, and the selection committee will select 2 more from the overall standings out here, as well as the bowlers who made it from Junior Gold this past year will be joining the junior team at camp at the ITRC this summer. The Junior Team USA heads to PABCON this year, I believe.
It's a PABCON year. That's we just had the World Bowling this past year, so PABCON coming up.
And the adult team, I don't know where they go, but they go somewhere, I believe.
I have some of this information, not all of it, so I'll see what I can muster up here on worldbowling.org for 2017. There will be a World Championships for World Bowling in Kuwait in December for Team USA. I don't think you qualify for the World Senior Championships just yet.
I do not. I'm a little ways from that.
And then the World Games also taking place in Poland in July of 2017. So there's just a few of the events. That's not counting PAPCON or
World
anything
Games.
else.
Interesting. I've never heard of that one before.
There's actually a qualifying event for that. So that happened earlier in 2016, the PAPCON Champion of Champions event. So that was Chris Vi, Tommy Jones, Shannon Bluchowski, and I believe Stephanie Johnson went out there, and they earned Team USA a spot in that. So World Games every 4th year, one of the big ones on the schedule for sure. So
a big year coming up for Team USA for sure, on the men and women's side, as well as the junior team for sure. Sarah Wiley over on 55 and 56 has a front 4 after a slow start here.
Another product of that McKendree program. A pair of 3rd place finishes for them, ITC and the NCAAs in 2016. So looking to build off that momentum for the Bearcats. Well, that looked just like the last shot Jolie had on that lane, but no 8-pin this time.
Oh, great shot by Sarah. Shannon O'Keefe over a ways from the camera has a clean game over here. All spares and 1 strike after a pretty good start.
Yeah, Shannon went back-to-back 260s in game 2 and game 3. Not sure if we have standings through 4 yet. We'll take a look. Or this is 4.
This
it would
is
be through
game 4.
Losing my mind, Matt. We do have updated standings. Shannon on top, plus 141, 741 for her 3 games. Aaron McCarthy and Madison Keller are tied at 690 for second. Stephanie Zavala, who we had last game, 688, and Giselle Paz also had on the feature pair last game, 680. Sydney Brummett and Sarah Loker tied at 673. Rebecca Gotterbarn, Megan Kelly, Kelly Kulik, 671, rounds out the top 10. So
in 11th place is Lauren Hoffman, who we have right to the left of our featured pair here. And Aaron McCarthy is to the left as well. Lauren put a nice game together here.
Looks like Aaron got caught with a 710 in frame 6. A few pairs to our left. 113 in the 6th for her. But just a perfect example of what Team Trials is all about, is what Shannon O'Keefe is doing down there. Just looks like she got a 2nd strike now in the 9th frame, but when hits aren't coming your way, just fill your frames and fill your frames and don't just don't want to run into that 130, 140 game all of a sudden. Obviously, Shannon's probably not going to have many of those.
I don't see that happening
every 4 years, every presidential term.
But you are correct.
But just in general, as a principle, those will get you in trouble quick, and you never want to have to throw 270 to make something up. I mean, obviously, if you have the look, you want to, but to put that extra pressure on yourself to make up those pins, that I could possibly get you in trouble if you're getting away from, what might be a safer play out there, and then all of a sudden you end up having to make a move just to go for it. And all of a sudden, who knows what could happen. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't in that situation.
Julia Bond saved her open. She went 9 spare, 8 spare, 7-2, and now has a 5-bagger going into the 9th frame here over on 51 and 52. 52 and 50, 51, 52. You
Yeah,
know, as much as I've been in a bowling center, I still can't count the lanes, man. I'll tell you, without the numbers on the mashing units, I still don't know.
nah, I generally prefer to be able to see them as well. But yeah, there's been quite a few times guessing, even though I've said it 8 million times this week already. So
It's just not something you say every day, you know.
that's true.
Oh, Laura Branch converts the 4-9 over on lane 48. Sometimes you see so many things off camera that you just want to catch on live stream. That never happened.
Yep, definitely a lot going on. I could only imagine on the low end of the house too, where we got 72 lanes here at Sunset Station. Not quite using all of them for this women's block, but yeah, a whole lot of bowling we're not seeing, but doesn't mean a lot's
not going on in front of us.
Not going on. That's just mean too. The dead flush 7-pin for Anna, working on a strike, hoping for a double to set up the 10th. Just a tad too high. Missy Parkin, 5 out of 6 to start. Far right of your screen.
Picking up where she left off yesterday. Shots like that got her to 362 over. Another strike for Julia Bond in the 9th. Jason Thomas has carried that camera up and down this bowling center about 50 times a squad.
That's true. He's
on top of everything.
He is keeping busy, getting a lot of steps in this week. So that's I don't know if he has one of those counters, but definitely would be interested to see the numbers. But yeah, Jason's been doing a great job. Always does a great job at these events, capturing all the great moments.
Capturing each and every one of those 300 games we've had this week.
Yep, so far Jason batting 100%, so that's...
Yeah, we had 2 guys had them at the same time today, and Jason was able to catch both of them.
I will admit I'm 2 for 2 so far, where Jason's been occupied, so I've had to get to him. Ironically enough, they've been on the same pair over there on the A Future for the Sport banner. Right on that one. Kenny Ryan and Missy Parkin both shot 300 over there, so when I can help out Jason, I try to, or if he is occupied. So usually I don't bet nearly anywhere close to that, so that's usually been a black cloud for a while. I've had to shake that off, so it's been good to get a few this week.
Shannon O'Keefe didn't catch a double the whole game and doubled in the 10th for 210. Clean 210 for her.
That's why she's Shannon O'Keefe. Let's see if we'll take a look at the overall standings. Those should be updated as well.
Kelly Kulik making the move here. Overall leader at 26 points. In second, Sydney Brummett, 31 points. Stephanie Zalava in third, our first youth, with 35 points. Erin McCarthy and Shannon O'Keefe round out the top 5. Very, very close.
Kelly must have a big game there because she was in the 40s before that. So
I believe Kelly bowled 240 or 250 over here on one of our pairs to the right.
Yep, 244 to make a big jump in the standings, and once again that fluctuates so quickly. It's pretty crazy. But just like that, Kelly Kulik now on top of the standings. Missy Parkin hoping to make a big jump as well. She's in 36th place at the moment with 6:16. 279 would catapult her up quite a few spots.
That would be nice. No, she's looking to get back in the lead there, so it'd be nice to see her get them all here.
And she would improve her live stream average for this week, so that would be
amazing. She has to be averaging 250 on live stream.
She, in the one game we've had her, she shot 257. So that's.
And if she goes 279 here, she'll be averaging a nice 264, 265 for 2 games.
I'm sure she'll be okay with that.
She probably will.
All right, we're wrapping up game 4 over here on 53 and 54. Megan Kelly, 222. She's been pretty good today so far, improving on that plus total, getting to plus 93. Jordan Richard looking for a big finish here.
Oh, got the 10 out. Great shot for Jordan. She can hook it just like any other guy.
Yeah, we've gotten to see her a few times over the years. Tough break for Julia Bond, far left of your screen. Buckley got the first strike in the 10th and pocket 7-10.
240 is not too bad on that pair, so I'm pretty sure she'll be very happy with that, and bring her to plus 88. If she gets the count here, she'll be close to plus 90.
Here's Parkin, looking to keep it going. Rings to the 10. This is the end of game 4 of the 4th round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC, joined by Matt Russo, who's seen 2nd overall in the men's standings this week through 4 rounds. 2016 and Junior Team USA member, as well as a collegiate standout at Weber International. Missy can still improve on that live stream average. So she's got room to do that. 258.
By a pin.
By a pin. Missy talked a little bit about extra motivation this week, and one of the goals being to get a spot in the World Cup, which goes to the winner of team trials on both the men's and women's side.
Which is in Mexico this year.
Hermosillo, Mexico. A little bit closer than Shanghai, which was in 2016. Sarah Willie, 5 in a row, but 3 spares to back it up. We can get back on the carry there, but 9 pin this time. Julia Bond, 241. Erin McCarthy can get to 212 this game. Here's Missy in the 10th.
Ah, great shot by Missy. Shredding the rack. First run in the 10th. Like we said earlier, John Janowitz has been supporting her all week. a phenomenal bowler himself. Sitting back here in the chair with his feet up, cheering Missy on.
There are no cupcakes in sight, though.
There are not, unfortunately.
John, a legendary cupcake aficionado. Double J. That is a brave 10-pin right there.
There have been so many hits this week where the 10-pin stands or the 8-pin, you know, not only myself, but I've seen so many bad breaks this week, and seems to be some of the nature of the center here. Especially when players need it, they throw a really good shot in the 10-pin stand, and it's just, it's heartbreaking sometimes when you need it the most, especially when it's so close. As we finish up game 4 here of round 4 of qualifying here at Team USA Trials. Alongside Aaron Smith, I am Matt Russo, and we are live here at Team USA Trials.
You're stealing my lines. I like it.
Got to get one in once in a while.
I was going to say, I might just set up tomorrow. You can take over from there. So
somebody has to introduce you.
Sarah looking to shoot 230 the hard way here, front 5, and then looking for her 5th consecutive spare. Sarah Loker finishes up with 184. She'll drop a few pins. Still be at plus 57. Haley working on a double. Still has 236 out there. Some new bowlers for game 5. Taryn Gray, Lauren Pate, Leah Hallworth, and Kelsey Anderson. Taryn at plus 33, leading the way out of the group.
Leah Hallworth came a ways back to plus 16 with a nice 269 in game 3. In game 4, I'm sorry.
Sometimes, once again, that's all it takes, just that one big game to get you going in the right direction. And you may see Leah throw a few strikes here. And wow,
wobbling 8-pin for Haley.
One of the videos Jason Thomas caught this week, Haley had the front 9 and did exactly the same thing. So there's at least 42 pins. She's not getting back due to a stubborn 8.
On 2 really good shots too. Over to the right of our live stream, we have Danielle McEwen plus 82 and Jessica Malott plus 51, along with Caitlin Reith and Madison Bailey. All of them are remaining plus. And one of our, they are not on the feature pair.
Looks like we'll see Brianna Cote joining us on 55 and 56. She's been having a good couple days here. It's tied for 4th entering today.
sporting the apparel EFX jerseys. And I believe her husband, Randy Tote, was the owner of apparel EFX.
I believe you are correct, sir. Another legend in the state of Florida joining us here in the chat room, Mike Larson.
Talking about the old Vern Peterson, if I'm correct.
Well, in this case, he's talking about Vern, one of the local association guys helping out this week for Southern Nevada.
Okay.
Vern, the president of the association, but Vern Peterson, equally legendary.
Equally legendary.
Internationally, the captain himself.
Stephanie Schwartz is having a really good day, plus 103 through the first 4 games here. Fired off 260 and 236 her last 2.
Stephanie, the reigning U.S. Amateur champion. So she got that spot on the adult team and got to experience both camps as well. So that was a...
It looks like she's going to make her way back on both teams again if everything goes well.
Yeah, quite a 2016 for Stephanie.
They won the national championship for the NCAA, Stephen F. Austin.
That is correct. Stephen F. Austin, big year. They're pretty well represented in this field as well this week. Even have their coach out here, Steve Lemke, competing. But Kelsey Anderson up on 53, one of the Lady Jacks in the field. And we have our 4 on 55 and 56 now. All right, Cassidy Curry, Angelica Anthony, Brianna Cote, and Kelly Belzeski. Brianna, another strong performance here, plus 102.
I fired 268 in game 4. She's no stranger to Team USA.
Brianna had the opportunity to compete at the PAPCON Championships in 2016 in Cali, Colombia. That was the first big Team USA event for her, and took home a few medals. How about that? Steve Lyon in the chat saying, just talk about Vern Peterson. It ends up being his birthday. So
happy birthday, Vernon Peterson. I knew we brought him up for a reason.
Exactly, and all comes around. Now I have to look something up because I know Vern spent some time on Team USA. I believe he was a US amateur champion back in the day. I'm going to double check that here. Vernon Peterson, 1996. And the next year, some guy named John Gaines won it.
John Gaines is a former coach at Kendall. And now I believe he's living in Florida.
That's true. He was I was here working hard, trying to do my job on live stream, and he was texting me yesterday. But that's because one of his students, Leanne Vassbinder, was on her way to 10 strikes in a row. So in that case, it's okay to answer text messages while working. So John, one of the great ambassadors for the sport, always good to see him. USBC Hall of Famer. Whoa.
Almost made the 4.67 here on lanes 55 for Brianna Cote.
That's quite a kick on the 4.7 there, but didn't connect with the 6. A little extra excitement here. Kelly Belzeski, part of the University of Nebraska group here. I think they have 4 or 5 competing this week.
Jasmine Mason is competing this week. Julia Bond as well. A bunch of McKendree girls are out here as well. And men.
We had a stretch during the men's block today where I think I mentioned like 6 people in a row, and they all either are going or went to Robert Morris, Illinois. So there was the Eagles very well represented in this field as well. Speaking of the Eagles, Leah Haworth, member of Robert Morris, Illinois, won a national title at the ITCs in 2014. Looking to make it 4 in a row. As Mr. Russo mentioned, 269 last game to get back to plus. Taking that momentum. Here into game at number 5. Just 1 to go after this. Been a lot of movement in the standings today, but be sure to check out bowl.com later tonight. We'll have a recap of today's full event.
Oh, rolling the 2.7.
That makes up for that last hit, not
It does.
not getting that pin over there. So Brianna will take it. We'll make the adjustment from there. Now, Matt, let's hear a little bit more about your bowling background. If you folks haven't caught Matt on live stream yet, either this year, last year,
I've only been on live
ITCs.
stream once.
Only once?
Here at Team Trials.
Okay.
I believe. And tomorrow that you will catch me, but I've been to the left and to the right of it a lot. I started on 50 this morning. No, I'm sorry, not 50. 48 this morning, and then I started on 60 the other day. So I've been just to the left and to the right of it these past few days.
But Matt, two-hander who attacks the lanes from the left side. So how did you kind of develop that style? How did that all come about?
I wasn't strong enough to throw the bowling ball one-handed. So I just, my mom's a bowler, and she used to bowl league and still does, but I just used to go to the bowling center and throw the ball down the lane with 2 hands. And never thought anything of it, that I was going to develop the two-handed style. I didn't even know it was a thing, really. I never knew Jason or Oscar, I didn't even know they were around. And so when I heard about it on TV in early, in the mid-2000s, I was like, wow, somebody else does it like me, but they were right-handed. And it's been my style ever since I started bowling when I was very young. I was asked to change it a couple of years ago. Well, let's say more than a couple years ago, and decided it was going to be best for me to stay with two hands, and that led me to here. So it's a unique style. I don't really have much of a bat swing, like any two-handers normally don't have a swing. And I attack it from the left side, like you said, which is different than most two-handers. But the two-handed style seems to be taking over the game on the men's side here. We're seeing a lot more two-handers. A lot of people like to hook the ball, so they figure, two-handers can hook it, so might as well. I try and mess around and bowl one-handed here and there, but it's not very good, I'll tell you that. It is not. It's not even good enough for a 150 average in lead, so we won't ever go to the one hand. But I did get asked the question the other day if I will be bowling when I'm 40, and I hope so. If everything works out, I will still be bowling at the age of 40.
All right, Matt, we got a question in the chat that I will rely on your expertise. We have someone wondering what Leah's thrown here this game. She'll be up after Taryn looks for a double here.
Leah is throwing the new Columbia 300 Tyrant, which is one of our biggest balls in our line right now. A lot of men and women have brought one or two of those balls out here this week, tackling some long patterns and some short ones as well. I know I saw a bunch go down the lane on short, and I saw a few go down the lane today on long. So the Tyrant is very similar to the Raw Urge. Big core, big cover, very strong, asymmetric. A little clean through the fronts, but as soon as it sees that mid lane, it takes off. A little more continuation through the pins. Very, very likable by most of our staffers, as well as non-staffers who have drilled some of those balls. Brianna Tote is also throwing the Tyrant over on lane 56.
So getting a few of those out here in the field this week. Definitely have seen a lot of those make their way over here in our area on Bowl TV.
Unfortunately, I do not have one of those in my bag this week. A little too strong for me, so I have stuck with the old trusty Raw Urge, which has been a really big favorite of mine and has given me a lot of success.
Now I know urethane has been one of the keys this week, and just following the PBA, you see that out there. Also Jesper Svensson, kind of similar, likes urethane a lot and usually carries a few with him. Are you one of those guys too, where you got multiple, or you just got one urethane in the bag, or?
Well, in college I carry 2 urethanes. I usually bring a little weaker urethane, and then I bring a stronger one. The new purple hammer that we produce, that Hammer has made, I do carry one of those, and I carry a black hammer as well. But my favorite urethane ball of all time is the Columbia 300 Stingray. So I have drilled 3 of those, and brought one out here to team trials this week, and I used that one on the short. But I do like to carry urethane balls, preferably more than one. But I'm not afraid to move in and kind of hook the lane, unlike most lefties, who don't generally do that. It was usually my first move was to move right and kind of hook it. but as I've developed my liking to urethane, I've been able to use it on multiple patterns. But I don't think I'll ever go to a tournament where I'll only bring urethane. To me, it's just not strong enough for me to throw it on, on just about anything.
Tough break there for Brianna. Stuff 8-pin.
That is 2 on that pair in 2 games.
All right, question for you, Mr. Russo. Do you notice any differences in the bowling communities between New Jersey and Florida?
I think the bowling communities in New Jersey and Florida are just as big. Definitely the talent is different. Different variety of bowlers, different ages of bowlers. It seems to be in Florida. There's some more tournaments to bowl on the weekends. But I haven't been bowling in Florida too long to where I could notice a huge difference. Because I grew up in New Jersey my whole life and been bowling. I bowled youth tournaments there and for a number of years, and then some adult tournaments. I haven't really gotten around to bowl a number of Florida tournaments, but not really. The talent is just as good, and the patterns are just as hard. If I had to pick the biggest difference, it would be the bowling centers. Not many centers in Florida are like any of the centers back home in New Jersey, so it's gives me a little bit of different taste to different patterns on the lanes, and you learn different things sometimes just by what center you're in. I remember one center I went to, we bowled on 47 feet, and I played 2 the whole day. And I said to myself, this is not 47 feet. And I wind up on a fill ball. I moved into about 10, 11, and my ball went 60 feet. So right there, it was 47 feet, but the gutters were screaming. So definitely don't have many centers like that in New Jersey. So that would be the biggest difference would be some of the bowling centers.
All right, home stretch of game number 5 here. Aaron Smith alongside Matt Russo. An exhausted looking Jason Thomas over there. I'll have to double check, see what he's up to right here. Looking a few pairs to our left here. Caitlin Reth with the front 8. I believe Caitlin is a collegiate bowler at Monmouth University
She is.
on the NCAA side. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe she gets the 10th frame. We'll think about moving one of the cameras and getting it here on Bowl TV. So we'll keep an eye on that. Caitlin will be up in just a moment. Scoring pace has slowed down a little bit here on 53 through 56 this game.
Yeah, lanes are starting to transition here for the women. Some people move them farther to the left. Some ball changes being made, and some people are keeping ahead of it, and some aren't. So we'll see what happens here going into finishing game 5 and heading into the final game here. Do we have an updated standings?
Let's take a look. Looking, just hopefully see through 4. Still waiting on the update there. So
All right.
as soon as we get that, we'll let everybody know. It's been a very back and forth women's squad for the overall standings. People jumping left and right. Tough break there for Taryn. It's a second high flush 7 we've seen on that pair in the past 2 games. Stephanie Schwartz, one pair to our right, working on a few strikes in a row after a early open. So Caitlin now up. That's lane 49, looking to make 9 in a row.
Uh, 10 pin for Caitlin in the 9th.
Good run, but another position where plus 27 can all of a sudden turn into plus 100 and some change there. So making a big run late here.
Stephanie Schwartz got another one in the 8th for a 5-bagger.
And see, I was going to test out our theory with the, finding someone a little bit younger to jump up there and move cameras around. We got Matt Farber sitting over here.
Matt Farber would be the perfect guy to do that.
To put him to work.
Almost.
Yeah, overall, looking fairly quiet on the scoring pace around us here. Caitlin's run at 8 was the biggest string of strikes that I saw, at least. Danielle McEwen can get to 237 this game, rolling on the same pair. Danielle plus 82 through 4. Looking to make a bounce back. Had a rough day yesterday.
She always finds a way, though, every year.
That she does.
Fellow bowler from New York and Fairleigh Dickinson University. Her and we had Jolie O'Brady, who was formerly known as Jolie Torillo, was teammates with Danielle back in the collegiate days. And the O'Grady name sounds familiar because she is married to superstar Matthew O'Grady, who is another former collegiate standout and former Team USA member, I believe, in 2005. Matthew O'Grady just came off of a huge run at the PBA World Series. And you can catch him on the USA vs. the World show coming up live. Well, not live, but taped tomorrow on ESPN.
Matt O'Grady, Junior Team USA. He's not as old as you made him out to be. So 2006 to 2008. But I don't know if you caught Matt at all today, but we was it possibly some subliminal messaging here? He was wearing that same jersey that you see on the front of PBA.com, just
he was
secretly telling people, go watch us on TV
on
ESPN tomorrow.
Very exciting TV show. So if you are in front of your TV screen, you can watch the USA vs. the World show and live stream Bowl TV and catch the final round of Team USA Trials on your phone or iPad.
Yeah, definitely a lot of opportunities, a lot happening in the sports world. We actually have we had a playoff game going here in between the monitors, so we got to keep an eye on the Houston-Oakland game. Looks like the Texans taking the 27-14 W. But yeah, a lot of excitement in sports. But we hope you find some time to join us here on Bowl TV. Sunday is the big day. There's both final rounds, the U.S. Amateur Stepladder Finals, and of course the introduction of Team USA and Junior Team USA 2017. Matt, for you, you earned a spot last year, correct?
I did.
What was it like when it was all said and done, getting your name announced, getting the medal, and getting to stand out there with all your new teammates and to represent the red, white, and blue for the first time?
It's at first I couldn't believe it. It's always been a dream of mine to come out here and compete and bowl my way onto Junior Team USA. You know, it's one thing to get selected, but to bowl your way on is another thing. And you know, the feeling didn't really set in until after everything was over. It was still a little bit of a blur after qualifying was done, and then hearing my name announced was really cool, and to be able to stand up there with my teammates and you know, be announced as the 2016 Junior Team USA was an awesome moment, and definitely something I'd like to relive again. And hopefully tomorrow night will be a great ceremony. So we'll see what happens. But it's always exciting seeing who's going to get the pits for junior team. You know, anybody in the standings can get selected, and it's always a lot of shocking faces on the parents or the kids of who gets selected every year. So it's nice to see all the talent out here this year.
One of my favorite reactions actually belongs to one of the gentlemen competing this week. Kyle Sherman, back in 2014 at Junior Gold, earned his spot, and it was actually a little bit behind the scenes, but he was sitting there, I would guess with his parents, with a few folks. But when they announced his name up there, I'm not sure if it was a situation where maybe a few folks were still age eligible for Junior Gold, but not for the junior team. And seeing his reaction, you know, just it was very subtle, but it was just what it meant to him, you could easily tell, and just a very cool moment. And of course, getting that first nod, especially through the selection, you know, you as you said, you rather earn it, put any doubt to rest. But just a cool moment in general, and we're excited to show that on Bowl TV tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's you know, hard work pays off for anybody and anything, and you know, this is besides the PBA Tour, this is the most prized thing for any bowler, and this is what a lot of people dream about. So to be able to accomplish it at a young age for a junior team, and then do it again for the adult team, you know, it's an amazing moment. So just hoping for the best for everybody tomorrow, and we'll be happy to see who the 2016 junior team and adult teams are for the USA.
All right, a few bowlers have made it over to 53 and 54 for the sixth and final game. We have Mariana Stever, Jessica Wolf, Mia Singletary, and Brianna Clemmer.
Brianna Clemmer was on the junior team last year. She won junior gold twice, U15 and U20 back-to-back years. And just past year, she won the women's part of Teen Masters. And you can catch her on the Teen Masters television show against Adam Zimmerman coming up in late January to see who took the overall champion.
Adam Zimmerman also
A Weber bowler.
Oh, I was going to say junior gold champion.
He is a junior gold champion, but he is now bowling for Weber and is my roommate.
How about that? Small world.
Small world. Stephanie Schwartz finishes off with a nice 235 to get her to plus 138.
Stephanie led one of the qualifying rounds last year here at Team USA Trials, and at the 2016 Queens put on a just downright impressive display after having a very rough opening day, making it up in the last 10 games to I think qualify like in the top 20 after being quite a bit minus.
She was about 70 under after the first day and went about 400 over for 2 days. So that's talent, and you know, not worrying about what happened the day before. So she is definitely a phenomenal bowler.
Final few shots here on 55 and 56. Cassidy Curry finishes up nicely. Clean game, last 3 strikes for 208.
It looks like Missy Parkin bowled 236 the 5th game, which should move her up in the standings.
I have no idea how you can see that far, but enjoy it while it lasts. Angelica Anthony double on the 10th. Gonna get to 205. For Kelly, 183 max score for her. This is the 6th and final game of round 4 of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur Championships. Got our proud sponsors Logo Infusion and Hager Clothing up there on the masking units as well. Big thanks to them for their continued support of the Team USA and Junior Team USA programs. We're at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC, sitting alongside Matt Russo, 2016 Junior Team USA member, collegiate bowler at Weber International. currently sitting second in the standings to the gentleman sitting a few seats to his left, Jacob Buttriff.
In our featured pair over on 55 and 56, we have Sarah Rhodes, Amy Russo, Schwanna Strauss, and Kayla Crawford. Kayla Crawford is a former Junior Team USA member last year. And so is Brianna Clemmer.
Clemmer now has moved on to the collegiate ranks. Once again, a name we've said a lot today, McHenry University. Starting up as a freshman over there this year. Brianna nearly actually repeated as junior gold champion after winning in 2014 in Buffalo. She finished runner-up in 2015 to Sierra Kanemoto.
Also a Junior Team USA member. And we have this year's junior gold champion of 2016, Jackie Evans, in the field this week.
Yep, Jackie from the Northeast, winning junior gold. That was an exciting title match.
Yes, it was.
It was a 2-game total pinfall as the format. It actually went to extra bonus frames, to 9th and 10th frame roll-off for Jackie and Haley Cummings, and Haley finished first. Jackie knew what she needed. The first strike in the 10th would lock it up, and she delivered for the win. So,
and both of them are here actually. Haley Cummings is over to the right, bowling with U15 champion Mabel Cummings, who is bowling a nice 225 to get her to plus on the day.
There's no relation. The names are spelled differently, even though we say them the same. Mabel does not have a G in her last name. But Haley, one of the competitors who earned a spot on Junior Team USA based off that performance from Junior Gold. So looking to get her spot on the adult team or in the U.S. Amateur this week. Now, Matt, growing up and as you got further and further into the sport, just who are kind of your biggest influences as far as some of the folks you like to watch and kind of inspired you to get to this level?
Parker Bone and Johnny Petraglia. Parker Bone and I are very, very close. He's like another father to me. I've grown up in his home center at Howell Lanes over in New Jersey, and I live about 10 minutes from his house. And Johnny Petraglia, Sr., who's his son runs the pro shop here at Sunset Station. But they were my two biggest influences, and never would I have thought that I would be close to two PBA Hall of Famers. But nowadays, it's hard for me to pick a favorite bowler to watch because I love to watch just about everybody. But Parker has definitely steered me in the right direction when it comes to bowling, and any help that I needed, he was there for me. So thank you very much for everything that he's done. I used to bowl his junior tournament back home in New Jersey when I first met him when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and never would I think that I'd have his address and cell phone number in my phone and be spending dinner and stuff with him. So it's nice to have somebody who's well experienced in all sorts of the bowling world as well as he is.
Yeah, those are two pretty solid influences, I must say. Doesn't get much better than those two.
No, it does not. Two left-handers, just like myself, so why not learn from the best?
Parker Bond, also one of the best guests I've ever had the opportunity to interview on live stream, so he has that going for him too.
Oh, he is a phenomenal speaker.
He can talk a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit is a small word for him, but a phenomenal bowler, a well-deserved Steve Nagy Award winner, and he doesn't have 35 titles for he has 35 titles, so that says something about his game. We are now into game 6 here at the 4th round of qualifying of the 2017 Team USA Trials. I am Matt Russo alongside Aaron Smith.
Mr. Russo, we have another celebrity in the chat room. Stephanie Johnson now joining us here on Bowl TV. Hi, Stephanie. Hope all is well. We miss you this week.
Hello, Stephanie Johnson. We wish you were out here bowling, but we know that you are following along this week. There's a question in the chat that says, any relation to Jennifer Russo? Well, I know who Jennifer Russo is, but we are not related. Jennifer Russo is a bowler from New Jersey, but no relation to myself.
And we are still waiting on scores through 4 and hopefully 5 soon, so please be patient. We are eagerly awaiting them as well, so we can report on some of the bigger scores around us, at least, like a Sydney Brummett at plus 209. That's sizable.
Yeah, we're not seeing that number anywhere else. So if everything is the way it looks, Sydney Brummett will be leading going into the last game and might have the overall lead here going into the last game of qualifying of round 4. The women are bowling on 44 feet, WTBA Tokyo. The same pattern the men bowled on this morning. AJ Johnson led the squad this morning.
AJ struck a lot. That was a big day for him. He finished 52nd yesterday on Rome, and was in the top 5 after 2 days. Fell out and then catapulted himself right back in after today's big set, averaging more than 248 to finish the day. Be sure to take some time, follow the Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook. Jason Thomas has been putting up a bunch of great videos this week.
That he has.
Also on Twitter at USBC. And we'll have our recap on bowl.com later tonight. Just have to figure out who's leading. We'll get the opportunity to chat with them afterwards. You can see all that up later. Just a few hours. Once again, this is the final game, so this block has gone very quick. Probably the quickest one I've had so far. Big thanks to you, Mr. Russo, for keeping me company here. Much appreciated.
Of course, this is One of my favorite things to do when I'm not bowling is to be able to commentate the live action in front of us. So thank you for allowing me to sit in and enjoy the action.
Not a problem. Like I said, I'll put you to work tomorrow.
I will be here in the morning watching the women for the final round. Ooh, late kick of the 4-pin. Shauna.
Looks like we're going to have to get a pin reset here on 53 and 54. Yeah, Sydney Brummett plus 209. She was, we can make a guess at what she was at before, was at plus 73 after 3 games, so 246 game 5. So it must have been another 260, 270 there, so.
Well, it looks like she was in the lead at plus 163 after game 4. So she bowled a nice 250.
That would put her right up there with Kelly Kulik. Although Kelly still could have the opportunity to move up a few spots. So we'll have to wait and see. Once again, we're waiting on standings. As well.
Josie Ernest down over here on the high end, plus 151, fired a 268 in game 5.
She was still minus when she was down here for, what was that, game 2?
That was game 2. She was on our featured pair, and it was a minus a few, and now made it up to 150 over for 3 games. So Josie putting in some work here the last couple of games, and looks like she will be bowling well the last game.
Trip of the 2 for Sarah Rhodes. Moving right along here, game number 6.
Sydney starts off with a double.
Very motivated young lady when I talked to her after leading the first round. Goal is to make the adult team. She's already got the spot for the junior team, but
it's funny that you say that, because Sydney and I did talk about it. We talked about both making the adult team this trials, and I don't know, something about talking about it has motivated both of us to bowl well. So it's just the little things, Aaron, just the little things. She is always motivated. When we bowl, when we see them in college, she gets her team going, fired up, and that's what it takes. It takes one person to get the team moving. So she does it.
got another hello in the chat from Tawny Vollmer.
Tawny Vollmer, a former Robert Morris Eagle, but also a Weber International National Champion. She was part of our 2016 Women's National Championship team. Hello, Tawny. Thank you for tuning in to Bowl TV.
That was definitely a fun show in 2016. Had a lot of good shows from the ITCs and ISCs on CBS Sports Network, and we're looking forward to doing that once again in 2017. So, any early predictions for that, Mr. Russo?
For the Hoosier?
For the ITCs, let's go.
Oh,
let's go to the granddaddy of them all.
To the granddaddy. Well, I can't be biased and pick my own team, or I could.
Sure you can.
There's so many good collegiate programs out there. It's so hard to just single out one or two of them, but I liked our chances. But once it gets down to it, it's best of 7, leading up to TV. So anything can happen. But first, we got to see who makes it there through sectionals. So, but I like our chances. That's for sure.
Definitely going to be an exciting time in Baton Rouge. The NCAAs are going to go there before you guys.
Yes, they will be.
Get there. So
Sarah Rhodes tripping the late 3-pin forward for a double.
She's got the 2-pin down, the 3-pin down. For her next trick, we will get to see in the 7th frame.
We will see the whole rack go down.
But yeah, the NCAAs will be at the Raising Cane's River Center before you guys get there. And then USBC Collegiate, ITC, ISC Finals. Then all that before the Women's Championship starts. I remember a long time ago I asked you if you were still a youth member or if you moved up to adult. My reasoning for that question, we got so off track, was any chance of you coming back to Vegas to bowl the Open Championships this year?
There is a chance. Depending on if I have a team or if I am available to be able to bowl. I would like to. Always a tournament I've wanted to bowl. And in Vegas, I absolutely love it out here. So we will see what happens. If I can make it out here, that would be nice.
If you'd like, we could make this your pending free agent opening right here, too, on Bowl TV, if that's the case. So
I am a free agent right now for the Open Championships. If anybody would like a bowler, find me somewhere on social media. My name is Matt Russo. And maybe it'll all work out. That is my open invitation to USBC Open Championships.
There it is. Let's make it happen, people. Last time the ITCs were held in a convention center setting was 2014, and there was the Open Championships were there that year, so some of the guys got out there to bowl, and some guy named Graham Fa shot 836 in team event.
Graham Fa is a phenomenal bowler. Averaged 270 in the Orleans a few years back at the Vegas tournament.
I remember that. He was that was Bowl TV. We were there that day. I was there that day. I should remember it. But
yeah.
But yes, I remember getting the score sheet for that one and looking at him like, he's averaging like 278 through 4.
Yes, with urethane. Well, Sydney Brummett starts off with a 3-batter here over on lanes 51 and 52. Oh, she bowled 2. We have an updated score sheet through 4 games. Sydney Brummett bowled 290 game 4 and 246 game 5. Sydney Brummett is our leader at plus 163 through 4. Shannon O'Keefe plus 151. Kelly Kuehl at 129. Stephanie Zalava plus 124. And Rebecca Gotterbarn rounds out the top 5 at plus 104. Do we have an overall standings as well?
We do. So let me update these real quick. So through 4, Kelly Kuehl taking the overall lead.
Sydney Brummett still in second at 26 points. We see a little separation here between second and third. Stephanie Zalava at 35 points. And Brianna Cote making her way up at 38 points. And Missy Parkin rounding out the top 5 at 39 points.
So we saw Missy have a big 248 in game 4 over here. And that definitely helped. As soon as we get scores through 5, we'll let you know that too. So Sydney Brummett maxing out at 26. So Kelly Kulik will have some room here to.
She will.
She's sitting in third, so through 4. So she can give away a few spots and still hold on to the overall lead. And
Sydney is putting the heat on to stay in the lead here this game. They're starting with the front 4.
Kelly Kulik on lanes 37 and 38 for the final game. So,
well, Aaron, I'm sorry to tell you, but my eyes do not reach that far. So I cannot see that far down there.
okay, that's fair. We'll let that one slide. That is it's a sizable distance away from us, so we'll have to wait and see. But we
I will tell you that the girl that I was following this week from back home, family friend, looks like she has strike spare 5 bagger. That's the most strikes she's had all week, and I haven't watched her once today. I think I know what the issue is. Me. You know, I feel that way sometimes.
Well, that's how the game goes sometimes. Sydney Brummett 5 for 5.
And Rebecca Gotterbarn 5 for 5 as well, making a run late here at Team Trials.
Rebecca went 201 that game, so she just only moved up to plus 105, but was in the top 5 after 4 games.
Stephanie Schwartz, another strike. Tomorrow will be an exciting day here on Bull TV.
Definitely looking forward to it and hope everyone tuning in is as well. We're going to kick things off with the women first.
Great shot by Kayla Crawford.
All right, just like that, we have game 5 standing, so they come in bunches. 1209, Sydney Brummett, as we mentioned, plus 209. Shannon O'Keefe in second, plus 160. Megan Kelly making the move, big 265 to get to 158. Josie Ernest, 151. She went to 48, 57, 68. Kelly Kulik drops to 5th at 211, but that's still will be enough for the overall lead. Stephanie Schwartz and Katie Sutphin at 138 over. Julia Bond, 132. Erin McCarthy, 128. And Stephanie Zavala, plus 120. So overall, Kelly is going to be at
I think they forgot the pros.
I think that is the U.S. Amateur standings in there. So
U.S. Amateur standings. Sydney Brummett in first by a large margin in front of Stephanie Zalava in second, Julia Bond in third, and defending U.S. Amateur champion Stephanie Schwartz 1 point behind Julia Bond for the third and final spot. Sydney Brummett connects with another strike here in the front six for her to start this game.
So we'll see about getting those scores corrected. Send a note to Neil Milligan, the high performance manager of Team USA and Junior Team USA.
Josie started with 9 spare double, split conversion and 9 spare for a clean game so far.
All right, it appears that the two standings just got switched, so. But Kelly Kulik holding on to a 3-point lead for the overall lead over Sydney Brummett, 23-26. Missy Parkin moved into third at 31 points. Shannon O'Keefe and Stephanie Zavala, 41 to round out the top 5.
Patrick Irebarn steps up into the 7th frame here off camera on the front sits, making a late run here at Team Trials. And her run ends at 6.
So Mr. Russo, as we get to our final frames here, give you the opportunity to take the floor and just talk about your week one more time and about what we can expect for tomorrow.
Tomorrow we will be bowling on 39-foot sole. Urethane will be in my bag. It looks like it will be Purple Hammer and Stingray, as well as a few reactive pieces, just in case they are a little tight tomorrow. I'm sitting in second overall here in the men's standings, first in amateur and first for junior team. Tomorrow's going to be a good day for a lot of people, I hope, and I will be bowling with Jacob Buttriff, AJ Johnson, and Steve
Badavinik.
Exactly, however you say his last name. So tune in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time to catch the final round of the women's qualifying here at Team Trials, and then again at 5 Eastern time to catch the final round of the men's qualifying here at Team Trials. And for an exciting finish, and after qualifying finishes up, we will have the live stepladder finals for the U.S. Amateur Championships, and following that will be the announcements of 2017 Junior Team USA, as well as the men's and women's Team USA. Aaron Smith, did I forget anything?
No, you're a natural, kid.
All right.
You hit all the spots. That was textbook right there. So.
Well, in all of that, Sydney Brummett did get the 1 in the 7, so she now has the front 7 here off camera. And if she gets a chance, maybe we can have her live on Bull TV.
We could probably arrange that. We'll see if she can get number 8 and number 9, and we can definitely make some adjustments. Jason Thomas already on the scene as well. He's got his camera ready. So.
I think Jason has been there since the 4th frame, so I don't think no black cloud yet. But we'll see.
He's very sneaky.
He is. A lot of times, don't even know where he is until after he gets you on video. He's done a really nice job with the slow motion releases videos this week. Some pretty cool things. Check that out on the USBC page on Facebook, as well as the Bull TV channel on YouTube.
We'll have Sydney up here in a moment for her 8th frame. Brianna Clemmer finishes with 182. Mariana Stever, 163. Jessica Wolf can get to 177. Mia Singletary, 213, can lead the way. Amy Caruso, spare away from a chance at 225. Sarah Rhodes can get to 219. Kayla Crawford, clean so far, looking to get to 236 and plus 100 and change. Shauna Strauss, 207 max.
Amy Caruso is a bowler for Fairleigh Dickinson University. Her father, Bob Caruso, is a longtime regional player on the PBA Tour on the East Region. As Sydney steps up here in the 8th, looking for the front 8 to end her 4th round of qualifying. And she gets it. 8 in a row for Sydney Brummett, with a round of applause by the crowd here behind us.
So after 219 and 217 to start, Sydney has gone 237, 290, 246, and now 8 consecutive strikes. So
I think I will be having for dinner what she had for breakfast for tomorrow. That's safe to say, isn't it?
I would think so, yes. That would be, wouldn't change a thing here. Sydney will be up in another moment for number 9. If she gets number 9, we will, Matt Farber left though. I maybe have to do this myself now. Come on, Farber. See, he heard us talking about it.
He did.
He got smart, he got away from the situation.
Jasmine Mason putting together a late 4-batter here in the closing of round 4.
Mia's going to finish up with all 3 for 213. So that will take care of 53 and 54 for the day. Kayla Crawford delivers the first strike in the 10th. So there's a shot at 236.
Sydney will be stepping up here in the 9th frame over on lane 49, looking for the front 9 here. And she absolutely labels it. Front 9 here for Sydney Brummett. The final game of qualifying here at round 4.
So we'll let Shauna and Kayla finish up their 10th frames, and then we will make that move. I'll actually go ahead and get that camera ready now.
Kayla Crawford finishes with a nice 236 to get to 122 over for the block. Great finish by her.
All right, that'll do it for our feature pair, but for bonus action, we're going to press this button and hopefully see Lanes 49 and 50. So Sydney Brummett is going to be up on lane 50. That is Sierra Lewis right now finishing up. Oh, wait. No, she's not. She's going to be on 49, isn't she?
She will be on the right lane. She will be on 50.
Oh, okay. Oh,
She will be on 50.
it's been a long day, Matt. So
I can imagine. But
this whole arrow pointing thing gets gets confusing after a while. But
the pair to the left, Rebecca Dotterbarn strides here in the 10th for 276.
so you can see Sydney's shoulder right now. There she is. All right, Sydney Brummett stepping up, front 9. She is going to lead the day. Just a matter of by how much. Looking for 10 in a row.
Oh, through the nose. Greek Church. Nice run by Sydney here. She will get, with count, she will get to plus 270 and change here, which is another huge day for the women.
Yes, sir, it is, and we'll let Sydney make a run at this Greek Church, and
oh, 4 out of 5.
you're not even going to try. Come on, Sydney.
Yeah.
263 for plus 272. What a performance, Sydney Brummett. Looking like she'll be our overall leader for day 4. That'll be her second round lead after leading the opening round. Get to see Shannon Pluhowski finish up her final game. Can get to 189. That would drop her down to plus 42. But as Shannon gets ready for that, Mr. Russo, that's going to be just about it for us on Bowl TV. So I want to thank you for keeping me company here, and of course, best of luck tomorrow. We'll be seeing you here that last and final game, and hopefully everything's where it needs to be.
Yes, thank you for having me, Aaron, and thank you everybody on Bowl TV for watching. And stay tuned tomorrow for all the live and exciting action here on Bowl TV.
All right, couldn't have said it better myself. Mr. Matt Russo, thank you so much. I'm Aaron Smith. 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, final round of women's qualifying here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur. We'll have pretty much day-long coverage with the men's final, US Amateur step ladder, and introduction of Team USA and Junior Team USA in 2017. But that's going to do it for now. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks again, everybody here on Bowl TV. For Matt Russo, I'm Aaron Smith. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning.